Yeah, so
Because your
it's
stitch on not just her having a kid. Like, it's more than just Huda. Huda's the package, you know?
Yeah. The kid
Wait,
not
she has
even-
a kid?
Oh, shit. Okay, just be quiet.
You can't tell.
Don't
Yeah,
say
you can't tell
nothing.
nobody. You can't tell nobody.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, it's B, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 14. First and foremost, let's talk about my review from last episode. It has been re-uploaded. ITV just doesn't play, you know. They really strict on that copyright. So, but it has been re-uploaded. So if you want to check that out, check that out. Obviously, there's no episode Wednesday, so if you missed one, you can check out my last video. Also, let's talk about this episode. Basically, this episode is like a Huda Jeremiah situation once again. Like, this one singular vote really like shook up the villa that bad. Like, the villa took a toll because of the vote. Like, that's how messy this is. So Huda and Jeremiah still have like this long talk in the speakeasy, talking. Basically, she's saying like, you know, he didn't really care about her because it was crazy that he didn't pull her for a chat. Like, the girl could have went home. You guys had like so much of this connection these first 2 weeks in the villa, and it's like, okay, you didn't even pull her for a chat one time knowing that she could have went home. Like, Hannah crying like tears for Charlie, even though she was just kissing Pepe, like all this and all that, and she wasn't even, you know, Charlie half the fraction of the time. So it's like, you know, a bit wild. She's telling Jeremiah about that. It kind of seems like it's not going anywhere. She asked Jeremiah, like, does he think, you know, America hates her? Because, like, why would they vote that way? And, like, he doesn't even answer the question. He kind of, like, just looks up in the sky or whatever. And, like, that was it. I mean, basically, he feels like, you know, she's kind of understand, like, you know, she didn't feel like, you know, he cared about her at all. So I guess, you know, after the conversation, you know, he wanted to give her a hug, but she was like, yeah, no, not right now. So after that, it was basically, you know, she was talking about how he's still going to bed with her and sleeping on the bed. And he's like, you know, he's not going to sleep in soul ties. So, like, where are you going to sleep? So, because I guess she's expecting him to go sleep outside of her. But Ace is already sleeping in soul ties. Like, I mean, if soul ties was empty, maybe, but it's not empty. So, and so where is he going to sleep? He's not going to sleep out there. So she gets up in the middle of the night. I guess she's crying again. Whatever. So the next day, the entire villa seems to be so like fed up with the whole Huda Jeremiah situation. Like, everybody's talking about it. Like, you know, Iris is over here talking about, like, you know, it's kind of awkward, the situation that was put in. You know, like, she kind of feels like she's walking on eggshells trying to like speak to Jeremiah. We have the big three, which is Ace, Shelly, Taylor, Landria, and Nick and Sierra. They're basically talking about the whole situation of Hood and Jeremiah. And they were just like, you know, do you think Hood and Jeremiah are toxic? Ace is like, you know, like, you know, a little toxic. They're like a lot of toxic. They were like, you know, Huda is basically draining the villa. Like, the whole situation was very draining. And yeah, basically Hurricane Huda, like, they just felt very drained. Like, Nick was like very vocal about how drained he felt about the situation. He was just like, they can't even have their own experience because Hood is kind of like taking over that. Anyways, Hood and Jeremiah finally have a chat on the daybeds, and he's like talking to her, and I guess he's just trying to, like, you know, show that he cares, but then he's also still in a couple of Iris, so he's trying to be respectful. Also, he's saying something along the lines like, you know, he said something along the lines like, I'm not trying to make you, you know, like me. Like, that's all he said. And like, Huda like took that the entire wrong way. Like, she wasn't hearing the conversation. She was just trying to like react. And he was just like, what are you talking about? So she's like, if you're not trying to make me like you, then like, why are you talking to me for? Why are you talking to me? So she gets up. They're like, I thought you were like, everybody thought it was a good conversation because she has her foot on him. You know, they're like kind of like in a snuggles position. And then next thing you know, he said like, you know, no, I'm not trying to make you like me. Like, basically just simple conversation. She gets upset, crashes out. Like, if that's the case, then why are you talking to me? Leave me alone, leave me alone. So she goes over to the girls, like, they're like, what happened? Even though they were just talking about her, like, she really doing too much in the villa. So, you know, she explained, she calls him a B once again. He didn't know that, because later on he was just like, the guys were like filling him in on what happened, and he was like, oh, she called me like a B again, whatever. So after the whole situation, you know, it's nighttime, to get ready for nighttime, whatever, and you know, Iris basically is going to sit down. Jeremiah, all Jeremiah did, he just pulled her chair out. And she saw that, she turns around, starts crying, and walking away.
Good defense. Good
Can you do any impressions?
I did a stitch.
That crew is a loose crowd, please. That's so silly. Why the fuck would they be doing this? That's crazy.
Hannah goes to comfort her, and they're like, what's wrong with her now? Like, what happened? Like, what did he do? And she's like, he pulled her chair out. He pulled her chair out. But I'm just like, you just crashed out on him in the middle of the day. You just crashed out on him in the middle of the day. He called him a B. He just found out he called him a B. So they're like, okay, after all of this, he's just kind of like, it's kind of toxic. I need to, like, you know, stay away from that. He basically explained to himself that he had 2 years of therapy. Like, he's basically like, you know what? After she crashed out that last time, he's gonna like focus on his couple of Iris. So he's talking to Iris one-on-one and stuff like that, and basically saying like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy my experience here, whatever. So anyhow, while this is happening, Austin and Amaya having a chat. You know, before, when she came in, they had a kiss. He told, I think, one of the guys, like, you know, about the kiss, and he's like, oh, keep it hush hush. But like, they're over here, you know, talking, having fun, whatever, and then like everybody else is seeing it. So they're like, you know, ooh, oh, like he's picking her up and everything, and everybody's like, ooh, oh, and you know, Taylor like, chill, like why are you like hyping it up? Because he's still in a couple with Shelly. Like, what are you doing? And Shelly still likes him. It's not like she deaded it yet. Anyways, Ariana comes in, basically says it's a recoupling, and they're gonna do a twist because it's an even number of guys and even number of girls. So they have these things with the doors. Basically, all the girls go into their doors. They're behind the doors, and they have to send in like which person they want to, you know, which guy they want to couple up with, and they keep their door unlocked for them.
Please stand in front of the girl's door that you want to couple up with.
You know, so, but if your door is not, you know, locked, if your door is locked for the person that, you know, think that they have the connection, then, you know, the person can be vulnerable and, you know, single and vulnerable to be dumped. So Nick went first. You know, he all, of course, coupled up with, you know, Sierra. Him and Sierra are good. The next person was Pepe and, you know, Hannah. They're all coupled up. Then after that was Austin. So Austin, I guess he was tired of the triangle, and he ended up picking Amaya. So everybody's like, oh, okay. Shelly, I guess she didn't realize like how close Amaya and Austin were getting to know each other. So she kind of felt away about it. But I'm just like, girl, you were getting to know both people. So I mean, but I'm like, I guess he should have like been a little bit more upfront, because he still kept that, you know, that he was getting to know Amaya. Because he keep on saying like, oh, triangle. Like, if she knew for a fact that he had another option, maybe she would have just deaded the situation. I don't know if that's what she was thinking, but you know, if she would have said, you know, I guess if she had the full cards, the deck of cards laid out in front of her, maybe she would have moved a little differently with the whole triangle situation. But it's over now. He's with Amaya. Next was Ace, and he finally picked Shelly. He's like, you know, Shelly like challenges him, makes him a better person in the villa, you know, gives her a kiss. Like, you know, Shelly and Ace finally, from since day one, they wanted to be together, finally in a couple. So there you go. So then after that was Jalen, and boy, was that embarrassing. He picks Alandria. Alandria's door is locked. Her door is locked. He didn't get in. And then, you know, Ariana's like, yeah, well, you're vulnerable and single, so go step on the side. So then Taylor, he of course is coupled up with Alandria. So that leaves Jeremiah. Jeremiah's left to pick. So he has the option to pick between Iris or Huda. He ends up like wearing his big boy pants and picking Iris. So everybody's like, whoa. Because the thing is that Ariana said the person who's not picked, or if you pick somebody and their doors unlocked or locked or whatever, they're single and vulnerable and whatnot. So because he didn't pick Huda is single and vulnerable. So I feel like, I guess with everything that happened in the day, he probably assumed that Huda wouldn't have her door unlocked for him. But anyways, his explanation for picking Iris was that she was not toxic.
The reason why I didn't choose Huda because it was just too toxic, and that's why I chose the way I chose.
You know what? Enjoy it. Your safe option. Your scapegoat.
Break the toxic cycle. So, everybody's hearing that, but they're like so shook that he really picked her. So Huda, before this vote, she basically says that Iris was the safest option, how Jeremiah doesn't even like her like that, and all that. So basically try to embarrass Iris, Jeremiah is basically kind of like choosing her because she's safe. So anyways, they voting for who they want to save. So Nick chooses to save Jalen. Sierra chooses to save Huda. Basically, all the girls, including Iris, even though she just got told off kind of about the whole situation of her and Jeremiah, also decided to save Huda, which left Jeremiah. He decided to have her dumped. He saved Jalen. Nick decided to save Jalen. Of course, Pepe decided to save Jalen, and then Austin decided to save Jalen, and that was basically it. He only got 4 votes. Everybody else voted for Huda. The surprising vote was Ace, though, because Ace was very vocal about getting her dumped in the last episode. So the fact that he didn't really stand on business, but I feel like he probably was just like riding with Taylor, because when Huda outstretched her arm to basically say like, oh, thank you, Ace, for like saving me, he was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, I feel like he did that because he just wanted to ensure that Taylor and Alandria have their connection, to build their connection more without Jalen being in the picture. So I feel like that's the only reason why he did that. Very surprising. But the thing is that at least 3 of those people were talking about Huda on the daybeds and how draining she is, and they still ended up saving her. So I'm just like, okay. Okay. So anyway, Jalen gets dumped from the villa, which is like, all right, bye, Jalen. I knew that Alandria was going to pick Taylor, because as soon as she came back from the boat date, she jumping on him and kissing him, like, all right, you're not even a couple with him, Alandria. Like, so what's tea? What are you doing? So I already knew, yeah, she really likes him more than she likes Jalen. And that was kind of very evident up to tonight's episode. So the preview for Thursday night's episode is that all the girls are basically saying, like, if Huda goes back to Jeremiah, if she doesn't wake up with a new perspective or, about what to do in the villa, then, they're not going to save her anymore. Like, that's it. That's the final straw.
At all.
In paradise.
We don't need none of this petty shit. We don't need none of this.
If she doesn't wake up tomorrow and move differently, I cannot save her 3 times.
No, Jeremiah voting for Huda to get sent home, that's clear as day that if you still move into him after all of that, yeah, you need to get dumped. I mean, I understand she's draining, but if you guys voted for her to stay in the villa, so you made the bed, lie in it. Nick actually the only one who stood on business about getting her dumped. Nick is the only one who stood on business. I guess he don't really want to be an uncle. I guess Nick really want to revoke that uncle status. I think he only pilled her for that doc chat just to make sure him and her are safe in that villa. Cause the fact that he voted for her to get dumped is crazy. Cause I thought that was your bestie. But at the end of the day, Jeremiah and Huda are basically over. I mean, SMR is going to be her time to shine, for real. because obviously nobody in that villa is going to explore her or try to get to know her, because after everything that happened, especially her behavior, like this episode is very much bad PR for the Huda people, because the crash outs are crazy. Like the preview for Thursday night, kind of crazy, but you know, no episode tomorrow. And anyway guys, that was episode 14, and if you guys like the video, comment down below any thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.